Well, golly shucks. My name is Diane Marie Wood Johnson. Johnson is my married name. I was born in Woodburn, Oregon. It's a little town just south of Portland, a beautiful little town, very rustic. Love coming from there. It's just a wholesome place. March 17, 1943, and the doctor that delivered me was Dr. Smith. He owned the hospital. It was a little town. Well, I went to Jenny Reed Elementary, where Jenny Reed was still alive, and she was in all of my pictures from school. And she's a little tiny lady with white hair. And then I went to Stewart Junior High, and then I went to Lincoln.
Friends, so on September the 1st, 1957, this is a picture of Elvis Presley in Tacoma, Washington. He played a 2 p.m. show, the only afternoon show of 1957 that Elvis would perform.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard the knocked out jailbird sing, let it rock. Everybody let it rock.
Front row center. I was everything but in his lap. So yeah, but I was right there. I could have reached out and touched him and they'd have probably have arrested me. Boy, he was something. God, he was beautiful. Oh, he was so beautiful.
What kind of a student were you? I bet you were good.
I was a good student. I wasn't. I could have been so much better, but I was so active socially that impinged on my scholastic ability. And I sang. I was in the choir and I was in something called the Nonettes, which is a group of girls out of the choir that we sang all over town. And so music was a big thing with me, a really big thing. Well, one weird thing that we did as girls, we went downtown shopping. Never had any money, we just shopped. Just looked around. And so we did that a lot. Downtown Tacoma was totally different back then than it is now. It was a hub. You know, everybody went to Tacoma and shopped. I was a legal secretary. I went to school for it, and I worked for Davies, Pearson, Anderson, and Gadbo, were the biggest firms that I worked for. And in Tacoma, yeah, Rust Building. Oh, tell me about it, especially when Claude Pearson was my immediate boss of all of the bosses, and he was the head honcho. And he was tough. He was tough. I learned a lot from him.
What did you learn, do you know?
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with just organization. And that was really important because I had, like 3 or 4 attorneys that I worked pretty close to. And Claude was my head guy. Brilliant attorney. But I didn't really enjoy being a legal secretary. It didn't hit the mark. And then I got into medicine, and I worked at Mary Bridge for 20 years. So I loved the medicine part of it. Actually, I wanted to be married and have kids. That was my big thing, which is what I did. But I was not a career woman. I was a homemaker, and I worked because I had to. When it occurred and I got married, I was just 17 years old, and I got real close to his mom, and she was widowed. So And she was a wonderful lady. Oh, my. She and I in many ways were closer than my mom and I were, because I think my mom and I there was always a competition going on with her and I. And I didn't have that with my mother-in-law. She was wonderful.
That's amazing.
And then my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, she and I were best friends. We were very close. When I lost her, oh, it was horrible. January 19th, 1961. We were married at a little church on the prairie with Reverend Koopmans. And I had a beautiful gown and a handsome bridegroom. It was a long time ago. He's been gone for a long time, so. I was introduced by an old girlfriend of his at Bush's Restaurant, which was a hangout for teenagers back then. She kept telling me what a wonderful guy he was, and he was. We just started going out and never quit. He was a great guy. We went around the loop, around the peninsula, Port Angeles, and around that whole beautiful loop and around the mountains. It was beautiful. I'd never been over there till we went on our honeymoon. You can plan, children? I never found the way. I have Kurt and Mark, and then Jana is my oldest. I had my hands full. Good kids, though. Never had a moment's trouble with any of them. School, anything. They just were good kids. So they've changed since they got older. They're not near as good as they used to be. My life was one change after another, let me tell you. Having them around, you learn so much from your children. And we were a really close-knit family. We did everything together. We had quarter midgeting, and we did a lot of camping down at Black Lake. Yeah, we loved that place. Yeah, my husband was a drag racer. Drove the race cars with long bodies and little wheels, and went very fast. And I had a nervous breakdown every time I got behind the wheel. And then the kids started doing quarter midgeting, which are just miniature race cars. And we belonged to a thing called Little Wheels. That was a real family thing, I mean, the whole group of us that were in Little Wheels were just like a big family. It was wonderful. We've always been a church-going family, and that's kept us sane most of the time. Absolutely, and my children still are church-going kids, so. You know, Mark has been active in his church, and we're active in our church, and Kurt's active in his church. So, yeah, I praise God for that. You know, I know that I'm going to be with him forever. And that's my joy. He was always there. It was always a part of me. And my mother was raised Catholic. My dad was raised sort of Methodist. And so they were not real big churchgoers. They saw we went to church, but they were big good churchgoers. But they loved the Lord, but they didn't, they weren't active in a church. But they saw that we went all the time. The most wonderful man in the world. Gentle, kind, handsome. In his youth, he looked like Clark Gable. He was the most wonderful dad. I was so blessed. My dad was a very quiet man, and he wasn't one to give out a lot of advice. It's just, he lived it, so you followed him. You know, he did it by showing what life should be like. He was a great man. Great man. Was wonderful to my mother, mild-mannered, and very popular. He belonged to the Tacoma Sportsman's Club, and he was president of it, and she was president of the auxiliary. So they were very, very active people. My mother, I loved her dearly, but she was difficult. She was a very opinionated Irishman, and she and I butted heads a lot. My dad and I were so close, but Mom and I were close, but there was friction, always friction. But I think it's because you had two strong-willed women in the same household. Yes, I have a brother. He lives in Arizona. Very successful young man. Well, highly successful, actually. He was in electronics and computers and that kind of stuff. Married a wonderful gal. Actually, was married twice, and we're still friends with his first wife. She's a dear. We love her dearly. And then this wife he's been married to for about 30 years or more. She was a welcome, part of our whole marriage and family. And is to this day, just wonderful person. So my brother lucked out twice, he really did. And he's still friends with his ex-wife, so that makes life a lot easier to live. Great, wonderful people. I'm so blessed to have had them for parents. Oh my God. That was my dad's restaurant. It's still going.
And where's that at?
38th Street.
Really?
Yeah, right up from Lincoln.
38th G?
Yeah, 38th and G. And he was a trap shooter, trap and skeet. So I spent a lot of time just following him around the gun clubs, picking up his gun shells.
Mention some of the things.
He hunted moose, elk, deer, bear, and then a lot of birds. He loved to shoot birds. Pheasants, mostly. I liked pheasant. Really loved pheasant and quail. He was a top-notch shooter. Oh, he was very active. He was president of the Tacoma Sportsman's Club. My mom was president of the auxiliary. And so they were very active in the Sportsman's Club and had things like the big game banquet and the small game banquet, where they would had highlighted big game that they would kill and then they'd cook for that occasion. So that was one cool thing about my being raised in a family like that, is that the opportunities I had to eat exotic foods, which I felt was exotic. Oh, in Reno, I was a very pretty teenager. The owner of the Harold's Club, Harold Smith, just fell in love with me, and got me, I don't know where he got it, a white beaver Stetson cowboy hat. So that was really remarkable, because I was a very young, impressionable teenager, and whoa. Don't get into it too soon. Been there, done that. Not that I didn't have a good marriage, but I think the strife that you go through when you're as young as I was to try to put a family together, it was really tough. Love the Lord with all your heart.
Lord bless you and keep you.
Because He won't ever lead you wrong. Ever, ever, ever lead you wrong. And I truly believe that. My kids are raised in the church. And they're all good people. But I think that solves a lot of the problems of just living, because things just bump against you all the time. So I think that, having a good relationship with our God is really important. Raising my children. And having them, because they didn't come from money by any stretch of the imagination. You know, we were in the poor list, and although we never wanted for anything, but we, you know, we ate well, but we didn't have a lot of resources that a lot of families had. But we had each other, so we were pretty content with that. And each of my kids turned out to be wonderful people.
And your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May His favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations. And your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May His favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations. And your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May His favor be upon you, and 1,000 generations. And your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. May His presence go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, and within you.
I am in awe of my kids. I truly am. Yeah, my grandkids are all saved. I am a blessed woman. So the way you can speak it is I'm a blessed woman. And my faith, and without my faith, I wouldn't have made it through half my life. You know, I love the Lord, and that makes all the difference. I don't feel alone. He's always there. He's always there. I think I am the most blessed woman in the world.